Hi crafty friends, Irene here with Artemis Made, and I am very happy to be back on the Trinity Stamps YouTube channel to talk today about creating a white on white wedding shaker card. Now, the products we're using today are the Cut the Cake die set that was newly released and the Simply Sentimental Sweet collection. I'm not using the stamps today, I'm just using the dies. But, oh no, I am using the stamps. I did use the stamps, that's right. So yes, the stamp and the die. And then I have here a collection of several different papers from your Paper Insider subscription boxes. Mostly from box 11, but there are some earlier boxes mixed in. So let's talk shakers for a minute here. The Cut the Cake die set has two dies in particular where one nests inside of the other and creates what would be a shaker panel essentially because it's got openings to it, and that's what you're seeing right here. So I used the outline die and I used the inside die, and it gave me several layers of that shaker panel. But why did I say that I didn't need acetate here? Well, this particular paper from your Paper Insider, I'm sorry, I don't know what it's called, but it was in one of the recent subscription boxes. It is almost very fibrous, and it's very thin and transparent, but it is still closed. I don't know if that's the right word. It is still a fully connected piece, but it looks as if it isn't. So it's really, really interesting. And that got me thinking, what can I do with that type of paper? And I said, well, what if I tried to do a shaker card? Now, it is delicate, but it was perfect for a shaker. I didn't have to do the acetate. I didn't have to cut it. This cut beautifully, and it actually holds in all of the shaker fill that you're going to see here in a few minutes. Now, what I'm doing here, I thought I wanted my shaker front to be a white glitter, and then the shaker, or I should say the cake plate, to be the silver glitter, but I decided I didn't really care for that as much as I thought I did. We'll change that in a minute. But here is the really exciting part. We just had a huge embellishment release, and it included these white shaker pops. Now, just when I thought it couldn't get better from these sparkle spots, we now have shaker pops. They are so cute. They're these tiny little balls that are perfect for shakers. They have a great layer. They shake and rattle, and they sound amazing, and they just rolled right around, and it did not take a whole lot of loft to give them room to roll around either. It was great. So I'm kind of obsessed now. So here you can see I went ahead and I did another layer on the very top, and I went with a shimmery white cardstock for the top layer. Now I'm also pulling in the Emergency Card Essentials die sets 1 and 2. I really love the beveled edges that are on the card front dies. And so I used the A2 size die, and then I used the smaller one that just kind of fits inside like a matting die for the pattern paper layer. Now, kind of like the pattern paper that I used for my shaker in lieu of acetate, this one is also transparent and it's thin. It's not as delicate as the other, but it has a really delicate floral pattern to it. Oh, and there we go. I had to give you a secret message. Hi. So I'm gluing down my glitter layer, and here I'm showing you I rubbed my hand against the paper and no glitter came off. I love that. So I put that down first, and before I glued the actual panel down, I wanted to make sure that if I put glue on it, was it going to show through? Because I was thinking about vellum and how it can be very difficult to glue vellum because you can see everything right through it. This you didn't. It is still really thin, and it didn't show. I was really excited. So now I'm going to take my Simply Sentimental Sweet collection, and I wasn't quite sure how I was going to use the words, or did I want a shadow layer, did I not? So I cut out a few options, but I ended up opting for just the word sweet and then the suffix est, so it's going to say sweetest. Now, this right here is something I've recently been doing. A few friends were doing this, and I decided to pick up the trick. I cut down silicone brush to about a 1/4 inch, the bristles to about a 1/4 inch, and then I have a silicone mat that my friend picked up for me, and you just sweep the glue onto the back of your dies that are super, super delicate and usually very difficult to get glue onto them. This was a breeze. So it's a great tip. I highly recommend it, and it's very cost effective. Now, I pulled in the word wishes, which is also from the Simply Sentimental Sweet collection, and it just says wishes. So my sweetest is going to be the main part of the sentiment, and then my little sub sentiment is going to say wishes. And I'm just going to tuck that right in. It just felt like it was a perfect fit right inside the cake dish there. So if you notice, I trimmed the first T in sweetest, and I made sure that the E was connected to it since it is a cursive word, and it looks like one word, but mainly I did that because I wanted to make sure that it would all fit across the bottom of that cake there, because I wanted to make sure, since it's so delicate, that there was enough purchase for it to glue down effectively. All right, so now here's another one of our new embellishments. Seriously, there are so many new embellishments and they're amazing. Please check them out. But this is the polished white confetti sequins, and it is phenomenal. I thought at first I couldn't tell. I'm like, it kind of looks like glass. It's reflective, but it's still white, and I understand the polished part. It does very much look polished, and it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. So now all these different elements created a white on white card. So we have the white kind of square diamond, however you want to look at it, instead of acetate paper that is holding in our shaker fill. We have the silver glitter, which is a neutral still used for white on white. We have white shimmer paper. We have that beautiful white floral transparent layer in the back. We've got the white shaker pops. We've got the white polished confetti, on and on. It's great. It's a white on white shaker card. So thank you so much for joining me today, friends. I hope you had a good time and had fun learning how to do a white on white wedding shaker card without having to use acetate. So thanks again. Have a great rest of your day. And please, if you would, take a moment to like and subscribe. Thanks, friends.